and Commonwealth.
Good morning, Your Honor.
You have the motion?
I do, Your Honor.
You ready to argue?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Brady, I'll hear you whenever you're ready, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Your Honor, Mr. Schiffer comes before the court charged with the felony of witness intimidation, the misdemeanor of criminal harassment, and several counts of littering. The defense argues arguendo and doesn't assume any or admit any facts alleged, Judge. This is all assuming the facts in the light most favorable to the Commonwealth. So we don't, the way I argue it will not be an admission of any conduct on the part of Mr. Schiffer, if I may. Judge, this case starts out with a 36, 37-page criminal complaint that lays out laborious efforts on the part of the Canton Police Department to send subpoenas and find and execute search warrants and constantly visit Mr. Schiffer and look for statements and evidence. The problem for the Commonwealth, however, is that this 36, 37 pages is an investigation in search of a crime that never happened. There's no crime here, Your Honor. In terms of witness intimidation, Your Honor, there's no predicate act that can be looked at by the court in any possible way as a predicate act that would trigger the statute. There's no threat. There's never been any contact whatsoever between Mr. Schiffer and these complainants. There's no allegation. There hasn't been any actual face-to-face contact with these people. So if you have to go through the motions of it, the only possible predicate act can be a threat towards these complainants. There's no threat. A threat is not, it's not communicated to any specific person. There's no realistic, way that distributing a leaflet or a rubber duck can be perceived as a threat directed at a particular person. So the whole thing fails on the predicate act, Your Honor. It's absolutely absurd to assume that there's some sort of threat that arises out of this. The second factor here, Judge, in terms of Mr. Schiffer's expression, all of these acts are completely protected by the First Amendment. I'm not going to go through all the case law. I put it in my motion, case after case after case, protects much more egregious conduct, protects even facially apparent threats are protected in most contexts. So there's really no way that the government can proceed in terms of this felony charge. Same thing on the misdemeanor criminal harassment, Your Honor. Same thing here. As the courts, I'm sure well aware, I know you deal with this every day, O'Brien v. Borowski limits the grossly overbroad reach of the criminal harassment statute to only true threats and fighting words. And here, there's no true threats, certainly no true threats for the reasons I just got into, and there's certainly no fighting words. That's not even on the table. So O'Brien v. Borowski also limits the fear that's in the criminal harassment statute to fear of criminal consequences, bodily injury, damage to property. Not fear that I'm going to get sued, not fear that I'm going to lose accounts, not fear that I'm going to be upset by people's speech. So all these things, Judge, are completely insulated from criminal scrutiny by the First Amendment, which of course, again and again, I see in these cases is completely ignored by not only the Canton Police, the state police, Your Honor. They need a seminar on federal constitutional law. And, ignoring it is just not acceptable for a public agency to just go ahead and charge people and let the chips fall, cause them emotional distress, cause them money, cause them time out of their schedule, risk harming their reputation. It's outrageous. And we have a lot of faith. My client and I were talking about this court. We have a lot of faith and trust in this court, Your Honor, that you're going to see that for what it is and do the right thing in terms of allow the man to have his First Amendment rights. The last thing I want to say, Judge, is that Mr. Schiffer's charge is littering. There's a case right on point, U.S. versus Schneider out of New Jersey, Your Honor. You're not allowed to selectively use littering laws to enforce a viewpoint. And that's exactly what's going on here. And there's absolutely no other enforcement of this law that's ever come into this court that I know of. If the court feels there should be some factual finding as to selective prosecution on littering, then I would ask that the court schedule a hearing and we can get some discovery from the Canton Police Department and see what exactly viewpoints do they use to employ the littering statute. And I guarantee you there's only going to be one viewpoint where they employ the littering statute, and it's anyone that's in favor of the Karen Reed camp versus the Canton Police, Mass State Police camp in the murder prosecution of Karen Reed. So it's selective prosecution, it's viewpoint discrimination. I gave you the case. This whole case, Judge, we respectfully ask, just wipe it clean. Throw it out of court, as they say. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mentana.
Thank you, Your Honor. Judge, Commonwealth is asking that you deny the defendant's motion to dismiss, as probable cause does exist within the four corners of the complaint application to support the accusations as charged. In terms of the criminal harassment statute, Judge, the instructions read, whoever willfully or maliciously engaging in a knowing pattern of conduct that seriously alarms or would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotional distress. The report indicates, Judge, that was part of this complaint application, that the defendant has done just that. The application alleges that the defendant willfully, on at least 7 separate occasions, directly placed items, rubber ducks, fake $100 bills, within various locations throughout the town of Canton. These locations were specifically targeted by the defendant. 6 out of 7 of the times that these items were placed, that are outlined in the complaint, were at a specific location. 6 of those times were at D&E Pizza in Canton. D&E Pizza is a family business owned by Chris Albert, a business where his son Colin Albert frequently is present at, and the messages on these items referencing Colin did it are directly related to the owner's son, accusing him of the murder of a Boston police officer, John O'Keefe. Both Chris Albert and his son Colin are witnesses in that trial, were witnesses in the previous trial, are expected to be witnesses in the later trial. And again, Your Honor, this location was targeted nearly every time.
I didn't read the police report in the way you just characterized it in terms of at that specific location. I read it that it was Canton Center in the vicinity of that business and a number of other businesses. Am I incorrect there?
You're not incorrect, Judge. They were placed in various locations. However, 6 out of those 7 times they were in the direct vicinity. I believe the report read within 200 yards of that.
200 yards?
I believe so, of
That's
that
2
location.
football fields away from.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, and I know I can't see 2 football fields away now with my own eyes, but okay, go ahead.
Sometimes I can't either, Your Honor.
Keep going.
Okay. Commonwealth would contend that this willful, targeted, and specific behavior would not only cause Chris and Colin Albert, but any reasonable person to suffer emotional distress. In terms of the intimidation of a witness charge, Judge, a portion of that intimidation charge holds that any person who willfully or directly threatens, attempts, or causes emotional injury or to harass another person who is a witness or potential witness in order to harm them for their participation in court proceedings. As stated previously, Judge, these spots are specifically targeted by the defendant. If you look at the jury instructions in regards to the intimidation statute, it reads, you can examine the defendant's actions and words and all the surrounding circumstances to help you determine what their intent was at the time. Commonwealth that would allege that it's not necessarily about a threat made to the victims, it's about what the defendant's actions were at that time. It does not require that the victim be placed in fear or apprehension or harm. The fact finder, being judge or jury, can evaluate the circumstances of what the defendant intended at the time of what he was doing. These specific locations included the businesses and residences of the places of employment for witnesses during that trial. And separate and apart from the criminal harassment and witness intimidation, Judge, the littering charge, these items were thrown and littered not only at the businesses in the town of Canton, but at residences of witnesses that are taking part in that Commonwealth versus Karen Reed trial. The police report goes on to explain that specifically at one point, the defendant is alleged to have placed these rubber duckies on the property of John O'Keefe's residence, where his elderly parents reside, along with his niece and nephew, who again were witnesses in that prior trial. The police report alleges the defendant admitted that he littered and spread this propaganda on several occasions. At one point during a live stream, he stated while holding up one of those ducks that said, Colin did it, that this is a trigger word. It's you know, it's not the items. It doesn't matter that it's a rubber duck or a fake $100 bill. It's just the pattern of harassment, of witness intimidation. It's systematic. It's not an issue of freedom of speech, Your Honor, when you have a campaign of criminal harassment that specifically targets a select group of people for purposes of harassment in a murder case. There's no threat. It's just simply harassment. The Commonwealth is asking that you deny this motion to dismiss. It's evident, Your Honor, that within the four corners of this complaint, there's more than sufficient probable cause to support each and every one of these accusations, and I ask you to allow the case to proceed to a fact finder. Thank you.
Radel, did you have anything in response?
Just a brief response relative to the location issue. I don't think the government really can make an issue of the location of the protest. I mean, it doesn't make sense to protest something, you know, 3 towns away from where the target of your protest is, and to leave things around in the general vicinity of downtown Canton, you know, has to be protected under the First Amendment. That's where the parties are. That's where the town center is, and you know, that's perfectly acceptable. You know, it's literally cliche of protesting in the town square. That's where you're allowed to protest. So in terms of the location of it, shouldn't be used against anybody. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I do agree with the defendant that the application for the criminal complaint and related materials lacks sufficient probable cause to support both the criminal harassment and witness intimidation charges against the defendant. The defendant's conduct, in this court's opinion, did not rise to the level to support either of those charges, nor does his speech, which are afforded the protections of the First Amendment and Article 16 of the Massachusetts Declaration of Rights. Therefore, I'm allowing the defendant's motion to dismiss counts 1 through 4 only. At this time, the other counts will remain viable.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, where's that? They'll be out later, right? All right.
What a win. What a win. What a win.
Really?
Oh, yeah, Tom, it's a huge win.
We're live. We're fine.
Check out his dashboard.
Oh, that looks like a hate crime. Thank you. Nice to meet you. From Twitter.
You didn't want one.
No. I don't got pockets. It's like I got so many of those. Every time I go out, someone
You
gives.
probably do.
I have like 50 of them now.
I bet you do. With the
Give them to the
you got
kids.
You got the red one with the Colin did it on it?
No, I don't.
Oh, so you don't have
Oh, I don't have that one.
You don't
All
have
right.
the, Mike,
All
you don't
right.
have the original.
All right. There you go. That looks like I could get arrested in Canton for.
Yeah, all right. Well, they went through my truck already, so they didn't find shit.
Are you the guy who
Yeah, I'm the guy.
Did you want to talk about that at all or not?
It's just a joke. Tully came to my house, came to my shop, my business.
Who
Went
came
through-
to your house?
So Tully, Lahan, and another Stoughton cop came to my shop in Stoughton, my business. Went through my truck, my system, my Toyota, my information system, see where I drove in the month of March. Right, so I started that campaign in the money campaign in February. So I got caught on Proctor's ring camera and a bunch of other people. I don't care because I'm fighting the fight. So anyways, they went through my thing on a Tuesday. The following Tuesday, they came to my house. I wake up in the morning, they're at my house going through it again. The same thing, same warrant, 2 warrants, and you know what? They didn't find shit. They don't find nothing. And you know what? And I got the arrest warrant. I can email it to
Do
you.
they arrest you?
Not
Or
arrest
they're just a warrant?
The warrants.
Yeah, are they
But the charges that they're going to charge me with, the police report, I'll send that to you.
I would love it.
I'll send you that, what she said about the ducks, and then she led into the thing with Rita's lawn. But mostly it was about the ducks, and she threw the thing about the lawn in it, because people were asking, you know. But I'm not hiding from nothing. I started this, Colin did it once, and I started the ones with these. It's a trigger word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And so when they let's wait till he goes by.
it went in.
So when they came to you, did they threaten you with certain charges?
Oh, they want to get me an intimidation. Mike, honestly, what I think they're trying to do is connect me to Turtle Boy. So they couldn't. So this is me, myself, and I here, Mike. I've got nobody involved in this. I did this on my own, smoking a joint at night, thinking, what more can I fucking do to help? So that was it. And these are my signs I made up. And I started with the ducks, and it's been hilarious ever since. And I can't believe how it's grown. And I've sent them to Sean, I sent them to Dylan, I've sent them to everybody.
They're on the North Shore. I'll tell you,
They're
I
all
see them
over the
everywhere.
North Shore, I know. But the secret is, it's got to have the sticker, because the stickers are the original ones. These are the original ducks. These all started, like I said, it was an idea back in November, but then in February I started it. And they just don't like the message. You know? It's the bottom line is they just don't like the message.
And the whole thing with Tully coming to you, because this is what they try to do with me. They never came to my house because I think they know that I'll record everything.
Right.
But they tried with
Mine's
third
all recorded
parties to basically say, you know, go talk to Tully and tell stories about Turtle Boy. That's what they really want.
Mike, that's exactly what they want. And I was telling, I didn't get a chance to tell Aiden this, but that's exactly what they're trying to do. They found no connection. They didn't see me driving to where he lives. They didn't see me meeting up with him anywhere where they're following him. They saw nothing. They got nothing from the warrant in the second one. And the charges were going to be anything from witness intimidation, right, down to littering. I didn't get charged for any of them. And if you want to fucking litter, right, or give me for littering, give me the fucking fine. If you're
Right.
happy to fucking pay for it.
And when are they gonna charge what's his name, the little bug, Jim Ferris, who throws his cigarettes on the ground every day?
Oh, it never happened.
Yeah, no
Never
littering for him.
No, it never happened. We know how this town works.
Yeah.
I've been here 65 years of my life. I own a fence company. It's called Canton Fence. Okay, I'm the man. I fucking know every fucking asshole. And everybody in that building right there, they're all at least 20 years younger than me. And I know all their family. I know their families as cops. I knew that piece of shit Vincent Rafferty, her father. Biggest piece of shit in fucking Canton.
Someone asked, did they use a leaf blower to search your house for ducks?
No, but that's a good one. I still, you know what? I still don't get that. I mean, if it wasn't a police investigation, okay. If you lost your jewelry in the snow and you want to use a leaf blower, I get it, okay? So you don't blow it anywhere. But a police investigation? Are you shitting me?
Unbelievable.
They should have a fucking tent. They should have one of those tents in every fucking cruiser, right, Peter?
Exactly.
Every fucking cruiser should have a tent.
They could have covered that crime scene
And
until
they didn't need those
the
big
storm
They could have used a little solo cups. They didn't know those were big ones.
So do you have a lawyer on this or not?
No, I talked to Jack McClone. So get this one. So I go to talk to Jack McClone. He's the lawyer, not that I'm having. He got Connolly off. He's connected to Morrison. He's a criminal attorney. I went to meet him at Marina Bay about this just to be ahead of it, right? He's fucking laughing. We're all laughing. He says, send me ducks. So you had to send him the ducks with the stickers on them. He's a hot shit. So he says, you know what's funny? You know he says? He goes like this. He says, you know what's funny, Rich? Now, I'm best friends with the guy now, right? He says, you know what's funny? This is after now. He says, Jen McCabe came to me and wanted me to defend her. That was fucking something.
Really?
So the only guy that would take it would be Reddington. Of course, he'll take a piece of dog shit if it works.
You got the money. You got the money.
I know Kevin since he was fucking 30, so about 25. So I know them all, Mike. It's like any person. Like I had to square Tommy up on some stuff he was talking. He was so far off. I said, Tom, that's not the truth. That's not the way it is. Those aren't the people or whatever it was, you know. But I know a lot as Peter does. I've been around here 65
You're
years.
talking about, when you said Tom, you're talking about Kelleher?
No, Tommy Keller disappoints me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking totally disappointed about him. I'm talking about Tommy.
Okay, so you got Tom DeRocha.
Yeah. No, Tom Keller, Jr. His father was. You know the problem they're having at Dedham Street here? You've been listening to that? That wouldn't have a problem if fucking Tommy Keller Sr. was alive, right? I agree. Am I right? 100%. That motherfucker, Tommy Keller Sr. was the best cop in Canton. He followed the law. Let me just say something. He up the law. You know, he's as crooked as the rest. He is, but he also was the cop when he had to be a cop. Yeah. You know what I mean? I took him to court and won. They never had the free throw contest. But anyways, I got different experience.
I mean, I got a different. I knew Tommy Kelleher in college. I liked him. He's a good guy.
Kid.
Yeah. When we were in our early 20s, yeah, 1920s. I used to drink beers with Tommy. Bridgewater State.
I'm just disappointed on that whole thing. And I saw Tommy the other day. Didn't recognize him. He got old looking. Him and McAlbert were doing a detail down here.
Oh, no kidding.
I threw ducks out
Kevin.
on the other side of the road.
Yeah. I think my other brother actually went to school, I think, with Kevin. One of the Alberts. I'm not sure. I have to check.
Some of the people.
One of the Alberts went to Fitchburg. Which one went to Fitchburg?
What amazed me when I watch the show, Mike, is the people that you went to school with or did this with, or the marijuana. Yeah. To be honest, the marijuana thing.
Yep.
You know so many different people. I'm like, I know this one. I know.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I've been doing. Yeah,
I've been
music too. Music and I
yeah.
booked like lots of shows back in the day. My girlfriend probably played about 1,000 bands on WAF. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you're in the North Shore, Boston area.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to when I drove truck, I did that.
Between music and politics and just being around here, you get to know a lot of people. Yeah.
But nothing came of it. I got no charges as of yet.
Good.
I don't see anything coming down the line. And you know what? I'd be happy to tell the judge that.
I hope you email me or message me. Do you have my Twitter or Facebook?
Yeah.
Send me a message.
Yeah.
So, what's your name? Where you calling
Mike?
From? Good. How you doing?
I'm called. I don't know. They give me all kinds of names. They're calling me the Duck Kingpin. They call me all kinds of shit like that, Mike. So I'm just saying.
Are you
it's
rich?
How are you doing?
Are you rich?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, I am.
The Duck King's calling. Now I'm afraid that we're going to end up in a police report again.
Yeah.
I don't want to get you in more trouble. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I don't want to get you in trouble. It looks like you got ahead of the ball. I haven't seen the emails or the other stuff yet. I haven't even looked at it yet. I saw you were talking, trying to get on the phone. I said, I think I'll give him a call. The hell with it, But yeah, this is just insane. There's way too much stuff to be not real. You know what I mean? Like the corruption part of it.
So how are you doing, like mentally? I mean, I know this shit. Like it bugged me. And you're facing serious charges.
You and I think myself, you, Glera. I'm I don't know how old you are, but I'm 65. But
yeah,
anyway.
I'm not as old as you, but I'm older than a lot of people here, or in the movement, I guess.
Okay, so, but you guys, the three of us have a lot of stuff in common. A lot of stuff, and a lot of like mental stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mind. When I hear you talk and you're very truthful, and so isn't the Glera. I feel he's truthful when he talks about himself. So I feel very connected to you guys, and especially you, Mike. I know I got the Trump hat on, but you know what? We can always talk. I'm not a guy that is like a stonehead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but
I could tell.
I think you're a great guy. I think you're a great guy. I've actually have some friends of mine in the cannabis business that says you need to listen to Mike Crawford about the poisons and the stuff that people getting sick and dying over. Before you go to work for somebody, you gotta be careful who you work for.
Exactly.
Because I did a big job. On a grow down in Taunton. A builder I knew built a huge grow, an R&D center, a huge place down in Taunton, right off of 24 and 140, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's just I figured I had talked to you since that standout when I did my rant. But I was unbelievable that they narrated that whole thing.
Unbelievable. How much time do you think they spent investigating you? Hours, man hours. And like even just write, like you said, just listen to our video and then transcribing it. I mean, it's a lot of hours.
That alone, Mike.
I know.
You know, it's just crazy. And you know what? I got people laughing, laughing with me. You know what I mean? They say, you got to be kidding me. 6 months and 36 pages? I couldn't even get through it all because it was so stupid.
It really is. It's unbelievable.
It really is. I go to court next week.
You mentioned them that you're real. You have the mental health. Does this stuff affect your life? Like, do you laugh about it, or do
you know what? I laugh about it probably more than I anything else. I mean, I have my moments. You know, I have my moments of negativity that go through me, and that's what I was talking about. Like, personalities or like,
yeah.
I have moments, but you know what? In the end of the day, like Brenda says, what a joke.
Yeah. You're also having some
bottom line.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of it, you're also having the time of your life. You're having fun, aren't you?
I'm having the fucking time of my life. I am having the time of my life. I had a guy call me the other day from Canada. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a townie. And he's talking to me like, remember me? I remember you. Yeah. This, that, the other thing. And by the end of the conversation, and I realized all he was doing is basically telling me to cool it off.
Yeah.
But I never admitted to anything to him. Like I wasn't. He even asked me about the ducks.
Yeah.
But the way he's talking to me, I can see that he knows, and he doesn't want to say the wrong thing because I'll hang up on him. I'll call him a douchebag or something. But I am. I mean, I'm having. This thing started as a joke, Mike.
Right.
As we all know. You know what? But you know what? There's something to be said about the ducks. And when I went back and I constantly talking about the Sopranos with Tony and the ducks and how it affected him and how he had to go to see a psychiatrist over it because he didn't understand why they're coming back. And then you look up duck phobia, and the last thing in duck phobia, there's actually duck phobia, foul phobia, and it's about tracking and watching. It's not about the duck hurting you. It's about you being tracked and watched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where the ducks are coming in. You know what I mean? And that's and these people think they're Sopranos or something. I don't know what the hell I think they are. But anyways, so I figured that fits perfectly for this.
You are the Duck King now. I mean, does everyone call you the Duck King now? Is that the thing now?
I don't know. It's between that and all the hugs and kisses. I don't know, Mike. Yeah, I don't want to be named anything. I didn't do this for any popularity or anything. I know enough people. I have a lot of friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have a great group with you guys. I love you all. I don't like the Commonwealth at all. I walk away from it. I shut it down. And then I come back and see what's going on. But I've never been a YouTuber until, Turtle Boy showed this. And I haven't, that's all I do now. And my son's a big one on YouTube. He's got over 100,000 views. He's a contractor in Boston.
Awesome.
I don't want to say any more than that, but he's a big YouTuber. But it's new to me, and I'm ready to retire. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to move to Naples and have a show? No, you know what I mean. But I don't know. I got to find something to do with myself because I'm bored as hell, And I guess a little boredom got me thinking about what can I do to help Karen Reed and this whole thing. And the bottom line comes with me. It's all about John. It's all about John to me. It's nothing more than that. I've talked to people that were his friends. Let's go to dinner with him and Karen. Told me a few episodes, and I feel like I know him more and better. And it's just a hole inside of me that made me step out of myself and do something. Obviously, I have a business that's 57 years old. I'm not afraid to say what it is and all that stuff. I'm not afraid of any of them. I mean, the worst thing they can do is, beat me up and put me in an alley. Well, if that's what happens, it happens. But I'm not doing anything to hurt anybody. You know, I'm just expressing my opinion.
Speaking
as
of
we
that,
all know.
speaking of that, there
Yes.
was kind of some pushback from, you know, I don't want to bash her. I mean, because she's the one calling me today about what's going on with me. So like, not a lot of mainstream media seem like they're covering this stuff, but she gave some pushback, Sue O'Connell, about the Ducks. Did you see that on Twitter? What she was saying about it?
I don't go to Twitter because it's
Okay.
a sore to me.
Yeah.
So I don't go there. But was this about a month ago or something?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I know. It was including with the and she didn't say anything about the stuff being poured on Rita's lawn, but she said something about the Ducks. Was that the part?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I did read that. I ignore it. I've got Jill Daniels to send me a couple texts. I just ignore it. I don't even respond. Most of the time I just delete it. It means nothing in my life. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to run my life and run the way I think and, you know, and say things to me that you can say whatever you want to me. I'm thick-skinned. I grew up in the streets, you know? I know more stuff in Canton than half the people in Canton know. And that's what I think a lot of it, that's why I'm not getting too much of a pushback with anybody from Canton, because they all know I'm 65 years around that town. You know, I know a lot of stuff. And I'm just keeping my mouth shut. I don't need to blab it all around. I don't want to. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want the people to go to justice for John. I want them to get...
Yeah. Did you get to go to the standout yesterday?
Yeah, I went to Morrissey's.
And how was that?
I was at
Tell us
Morrissey's.
about it.
It was awesome, Mike. It was awesome. Brian was there. Brian was the only one I think I saw there. Oh, no, Richie was there, too. I think Richie and Brian were there. But that was awesome. It was really awesome. We had a lot of eyes on us. We must have had about 1,000 eyes on us. And somebody said there was people on the roof of the building. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
How many people do you think showed up yesterday? How many people do you think?
At least 100.
Awesome.
I would say at least 100. And it was really good. It was, you know the vibe, Mike. The vibe is phenomenal. You know, it doesn't matter where it is. We could be in the middle of a swamp, and the vibe is good. You know, well, we are in the middle of a swamp.
Were there any sightings of Morrissey or Buchanan or any of those other jokers?
Evidently, I don't pay attention to them like that, but they didn't come out, and you got a little low, what's her name there with the microphone calling outside, what's her name?
Mizzy?
The little, no, not Mizzy, she was on it too, but Esty, I mean, I love that girl. She is so freaking funny. So she's calling me Paul out. But I don't know. I guess he's in the corner office and he goes, there's lieutenants up there hugging meatballs. Like, God, no shit.
Duck goose over here.
No shit, my God. I mean, I just can't believe this. Our courts must not be that busy. They're letting this shit come in. I'll tell you.
I love that you call in. Are your lawyers worried about you talking, or do you just, No.
What
is it? No. Okay.
Listen, as well as anybody, I admitted to it. But I didn't do anything wrong. It's my First Amendment right, free speech. It's at the end of the line. People have done worse than me, a lot worse. We have two cases, law cases that are almost identical to mine. So
let me ask you something.
Do
your attorneys think they're actually going to go forward with it? Do you think they're actually going to try you? What do your attorneys think?
Well, I have Tim Bradle, so he tells me not to worry about it. That's all he says to me. And it would go from, we expressed to the judge, let's say told the judge, but we expressed to the judge that we're going to come back for a motion for dismissal on the 22nd. It's up to Canton. I mean, Tim Taylor, the guy that took the report, wasn't at the courthouse. It was a prosecutor, the Canton prosecutor, Teddy Leon. I mean, even look up. The guy don't look up. I swear to God, he whispered to the judge, "We just want to stay away." That's what they asked for when I went for the arraignment. Right. But I don't even think he looked at the judge when he said, I didn't even hear him say it. I picked it up afterwards. Like, it was just like, I mean, the whole courtroom was full.
It was really weak, huh?
Yeah, it was weak. It is weak. The whole thing's weak. This is all because of Rafferty. I can't stand her. I don't like her. And she knows it. I mean, I expressed it right there with you that day.
Yep.
I don't like the woman. She's a rat.
Did you notice too when they transcribed that interview I did with you, they picked certain parts and certain parts they left out?
Of course. I mean, that's expected, Mike.
They cherry
to me,
picked.
it is anyway.
They cherry picked.
Oh yeah. I knew there was. When I read it, I couldn't honestly. You know how I read it? I read it with Melanie Little. That's what I did. I watched the show when she broke the thing down. That's all I've done. I don't even want to look at it. I could care less.
Yeah, what a highlight.
You know what I mean?
It's been my highlight this year too, to see Melanie Little covering stuff that she covered that with our little bit, and then this week to see her do the Better letter. I was like, this is so much fun. I love watching Melanie cover court material I'm in. Like, it's weird. It's so funny. I never thought that was a thing. I didn't think that would happen, but that's happened twice now where, it's so funny.
Mike,
Melanie is awesome.
It may be something.
If you're going to get in trouble in the courts, you want Melanie reading your shit on her show. Definitely.
Well, that's how I felt. And I tell you, and I like when she's with Will too, because, Will's learning and, she keeps him in check, kind of like if he goes a little off tangent or whatever. But I think them two talking together are from two different worlds, and I love that matchup. And of course, I love Mel with Betterow.
Oh, today.
They did
it today.
That's like I'm gonna go watch it, but I didn't. But that's like
that's why it's funny
that's
too, because people are like, "You got to get Betterow on today. You got to get Betterow on today." But then I'm just like, let him do Melanie, because I don't want to be like he did so much for the show. Like, he's been on so many times. Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to just try to overbook him, because he's doing all these other shows. Like he's gonna do The Lawyer. I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be it's amazing to see.
I have it. That guy, I like him more, but it's hard for me to watch him.
I hear you. I'm probably the same way. He's not our style. He's not our taste. But you know what? I want to see him with Betterow. I'm looking forward to seeing that with Betterow still. Yeah. We all have our different tastes.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. There's a few.
He's definitely got a brand though. People love it. Like I find that a lot of women like Peter, the lawyer. He's got a lot of women who follow him.
I think that's the people that were telling me to watch him.
Yeah. That's how women. I know. They were all telling me to get him on the show. I just hit him up too. I was like, Peter, I want you on my show. Do you do guests? I don't know if he does. I don't know if he's a guest ever, because I've never seen him as a guest. But I hope he comes on my show.
I've never seen him as a guest. But did he have a sidekick with him at one point?
I don't know. I've never seen that.
I don't know.
Someone said he's hot.
I don't know.
Donovan said he's hot. They like Peter.
I'm not seeing any of that stuff. I'm talking to you.
So I guess, Rich, you are the Duck King to me. The Duck King is on the phone. Do you have any final words, thoughts, especially for the movement this week? There has been the last few weeks some division, but I feel like a lot of it's coming full circle. I feel like we're okay. I think we're going to be fine. That's what I've been trying to tell people. We're going to stay. Don't let them divide us. That's what it is, I think. They've been trying to divide us, and I think that we don't let them divide us, and I don't think they can. What do you think, Rich?
I think you just nailed it. I would have said the same exact thing to you. Let it pass. Shut the fuck up and let it pass. Okay? Let it pass. Let everybody calm down, cool off. I watched Sean last night. I mean, I love Aiden. I love Sean. I mean, I don't pick aside. There's a few people that I don't like that are in this, and I don't really care to watch them. You guys are solid. I think you, Mike, are one guy that has no fucking ego. And I'm sorry for swearing, but that's what I love about you more than anything. Is you have absolutely zero.
I don't
ego.
know about that.
You're just-
I think that I'm just aware.
I
of
don't
it. I
see
try to
it.
be aware of it. I know, but I mean, come on.
Maybe okay. Well,
I was an athlete. You don't think
that
there's some
means
ego
something.
in that? Come on, you want to win? I always, it's. But I just,
I don't
I'm
see
aware.
that
I
way.
try to be aware of it. I try to keep it in check, and I know this isn't about me. Like the stuff we do, I don't want it to be about me.
Right.
Like maybe it's more
No.
mature. Maybe
I know.
that's it. I don't know. Whatever it is, it is.
Yeah.
I think I'm
No,
healthy. I'm healthy for
okay.
me. That's what I'm just. I know my mission. What's the mission?
Yeah. Right. I am the same way, dude. I can't believe it. It's like I have to do the same thing. I have to keep my ego in check. I mean, I'm a successful businessman. I mean, literally, long time. And I could keep busy, but I want to retire. I'm 65. I have grandchildren and children, and I have a dog. I'm single. I just want to get out and, go somewhere warm and just enjoy the rest of my life and my family.
Right.
And I'm not going to, and this whole thing stepped out of it because I have this hole in me about John and thinking about my grandchildren and then they're trying to after they arrested Turtle Boy for this bullshit, they put him in jail. That was it for me. Fuck these people. I mean, they can't take out. We got to be able to talk. They take our speech away, we're screwed, and that's what is. A lot of people are trying to do that to us here. This state is awful. This whole area up here. I just want to. I wish I could change it with a flick of a finger.
No, unfortunately, it takes a little more than that, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
We are.
What do you? Are people supporting you enough financially in terms of your defense fund and all that?
I'm doing okay. I'm all set right now. Up to now, I'm okay with Bradle, my attorney. If it goes further, then I'm going to do something. But I got my shirts and that I just got today, posted them online. And I still have my send go. Kind of got screwed up at the beginning because I went with the GoFund and then I found out all this crap. And then they held my money. And I finally got on the phone with them and they said, cut the shit. So they moved my money over. Then I just kind of, I shut it off or whatever. And then I set up the send go one.
Yep.
So it kind of got screwed up in the beginning, and I think I confused a lot of people, and I apologize for that, whoever's listening. I apologize for that. I have plenty of money. This isn't about me. This is about, the rest of it's going back into Turtle Boy's fund for his justice for him.
He needs it.
So yeah, he's going to get the balance because it's the same fight. So I want to give it back to the same fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
I do. I mean, I feel like it's a fight for me now too because of the Betterow letter. It's like I'm maybe going to find out what really they did to me. Like, hopefully, I get more information through Aiden. What did you think about in terms of that letter? Did I ask you about that fake letter thing? Is it fake or is it real? What do you think about that letter? Did you see that online?
Well, I saw a little. I haven't. No, Mike, I haven't. I'm sorry, I haven't. But
Okay.
I did see a little something about some text messages where she felt like she was being used or whatever that was. I don't know where those texts. It looked like text messages to me. I was picking up my bedroom. It was on. I had it on TV, and I just got a glimpse of it. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about something else that we went over on the show tonight. It's just the thing going around on Twitter. It's basically an email that was sent out. Looks like by Mass State Police Tully, talking about different people that they were leveraging, like Grant, and how they knew that I didn't do anything wrong, but they wanted to make me feel like I still did.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go check it out.
That's all right.
Yeah, I will go.
It's a lot to keep up with, Rich.
It sure is. I mean, that's why I limit myself on how I watch, because I like I'm a straight up guy. I want straight up news. And, I find it with you. I find it with Aiden. Up until the past week with Sean, Sean's just having a tough time. I don't know what it is, but the guy's a good guy. I feel bad that this has happened. I think last night was I don't know, some intervention for him or something. I don't know, but it wasn't a negative thing. So
Good.
I don't know.
wish you
I really
best
don't
for
know.
Sean.
This is all new to me.
Yeah,
I know.
I think Sean's been through a lot of tough, time this year in terms of losing his dad and his brother. And then I think that the other side, they are predators. They will twist things. And I think that he got pressured by them.
You feel it? I think he got caught in some sort of web.
Yep.
With it. But you know what I'm saying? And he's losing somebody very dear to him. I can feel it when I don't ask him about it. But I can feel it. And you could see, look at him last night. I don't know if you watch it, whatever. But when he went on with the Aiden party, brought the Aiden into this, and the first time he talked to him, you saw how different he looked. He looked 20 years younger, 10 years younger.
Yeah.
But then you saw it towards the end.
Yeah.
It sure has. And he looks like an older man, like hunched over when he was doing the physical show. But you saw it towards the end how he was getting red too. When he was talking with Aiden, how he was getting excited. It's his Irish blood in him.
Yeah.
And I think he's still in recovery too.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I don't know. He's a great guy. I have, obviously you have too. I talked to him on the phone. I check with him, and I had a little talk with Pete Murphy yesterday about we just care about him, and we want all of you to be careful. I want you to do the right. Y'all doing the right thing. In my opinion, I wouldn't be talking on the phone because I stepped right out of my comfort zone. And people tell you that people say to me, Richie, I can't believe you. I never ever. I have people say to me, I never ever thought I'd see you do that, anything like that. I'm pissed off.
Yeah, I love it. The everyday man gets involved, and it's about ducks, and you're having the time of your life, even though they're throwing all these charges at you. I'm looking forward to see what happens with you and Turtle Boy. You also got on the big show, Turtle Boy. I bet you'd never imagined you'd be on Turtle Boy Live. You were on his show. What was that like?
Well,
I've never been on his show. I can't imagine what it's like being on that show.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been on. He's been on here, but I never been. I don't think that's a big deal to be on his show.
But I never. Really, I don't think anything of it. I'm sorry, Aiden. I'm not trying to make anything negative, but I never thought. I don't think like that. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah.
But I did Sean before him because they were doing the trivia night. So I got on with Sean first. I feel like my thing with Aiden was a lot better. I think I was more relaxed. I think everybody said. Everybody I talked to told me that my Turtle Boy interview was the best.
Probably because you were more relaxed. That's the key. A lot of times on this stuff, you just be relaxed.
Yeah, and you got to go from one emotion to the other, then you got to go one way to the other. It's just a lot. Thank God I'm semi-retired. I really, thank God for that. I got time, but. I don't have a lot of time, but I have time to do things, and I don't know. I just think you guys are doing a great job, and I just love listening to you. And it's a newfound thing for me, Mike. A newfound thing.
I'm so glad. I'm very glad you called today, Rich. This is great to hear from you.
I've been meaning to call, but I want to make sure that I had time to be relaxed and call you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, perfect.
And this is my first opportunity.
This is a good day for it.
Yeah. I'm going to go watch it. I want to read the letters and stuff and see what's going on.
Awesome.
Anyways, I'm going to let you go. Maybe you can fit somebody else in.
We'll try.
I love you, brother.
Thank you, Rich.
Stay well.
The Duck King. Let's hear it for the Duck King. Thank you for the Duck King for calling in. We'll talk to you soon, Rich. Best of luck with everything. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, Mike. Bye.
That was the Duck King.